I don't know about you, but I got the email from the World Health Association back in December 2019 warning us about the impending pandemic. You know, that small email Donald Trump opened, didn't read it, and said that he didn't get it. And what about the loss of life? 1,208,000 people died because of, well, he's back. Trump is back. What this could mean for our health policies. In 2020, Trump's appointed HHS secretary demanded the right to review and change the CDC's weekly COVID-19 reports for health professionals. The administration reduced subsidies under the Affordable Care Act and approved waivers instituting Medicaid work requirements in 13 states, both of which actions increased the number of uninsured Americans. I don't even want to go into the whole Roe versus Wade debacle he created, but with Trump's return to the White House, the future of the U.S. health policy is again in the spotlight. Concerningly, he has nominated RFK Jr. for HHS Secretary, a position that oversees 10 public health agencies, including the CDC, FDA, and NIH. A few days later, he nominated Dr. Oz to lead CMS. Both nominees have a long history of ignoring scientific evidence. Dr. Oz, a TV personality, has been criticized for promoting baseless and incorrect medical advice on his show, including a green coffee extract tea miracle pill to lose weight. During his first term, Trump attempted to repeal and replace the ACA several times but failed to gather enough congressional support. While a new Trump administration could try again, it is more likely it will reduce the affordable access to ACA plans. Conservative proposals aim to significantly cut ACA subsidies, reduce Medicaid funding, and reintroduce risk pools to the insurance marketplace, raising costs for people with pre-existing conditions. If enacted, these changes could leave up to tens of millions without affordable coverage. Many of these actions would be open to the president, the HHS secretary, and the CMS administrator without congressional approval. But since the GOP holds both chambers of Congress, it is feasible that more extreme cuts could come with congressional approval. Meanwhile, RFK Jr. is reportedly exploring a proposal to reduce the role played by the American Medical Association, the AMA, in determining what Medicare pays for medical services, possibly shifting the determination to CMS, besides leading to a major loss of revenue and influence for the AMA, upending the long-standing process for determining the medical billing code structure could affect Medicare reimbursement levels. If this leads to lower payments for medical services, fewer doctors may accept Medicare, reducing access and otherwise impacting care. Overall, if confirmed, RFK Jr. would have a sizable influence on budget, priorities, and staffing, possibly remaking the federal health workforce with staff that distrust scientific research and evidence and disempower career scientific experts. Do we have a future to look forward to? Especially for some of us, our health is one of the most important aspects of life. I know it is for me. Well, there is hope. Robust U.S. institutions will protect the public from the most extreme health policies. Dictated career public health professionals at HHS agencies will be on check on the Secretary's power and influence. And these scientists at least currently hold both civil and whistleblower protections. State governments can prioritize science and reinforce health policies that advance the public's health and safety. And even a highly conservative judiciary may serve a check on federal actions that clearly overreach. The public health community will have to rely on these systems, processes, and guardrails to support health access, emergency preparedness, and the environment. Here goes RFK Jr. You know, I saw this headline yesterday, and I need to look at the methodology of that study because I don't believe it. The EU is right now investigating Ozempic for suicidal ideation. That may be part of the answer for this, he responded. But the idea that a drug is going to cure drug addiction or alcoholism? Shucks, heroin ain't that bad. Oh my God. We're spending $1,600 a month on this drug. There's a bill right now before Congress that will make it available to everyone who's overweight, which is 74% of the American population. This is what RFK is saying. On a side note, 74% of the American population isn't overweight. Without GLP-1 by 2030, yes, for sure, but not now. He just does not have his numbers right. He goes on to say that alone will cost $3 trillion a year. If we spend about 1/5 of that giving food, 3 meals a day to every man, woman, and child in our country, we could solve the obesity and diabetes epidemic overnight for a tiny fraction of the cost. So they're trying to sell this. There's a huge push to sell this to the American public. Lord help us.